Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I watched night one of WrestleMania 36, which was broadcast on April 4th, 2020. I'm recording this the next morning, and this show is so fun. I really liked the entire thing. Even though there's one match that wasn't really that great. But it was still fine, and it was pretty quick. We got through it quick, so I didn't even mind that much really. And it wasn't the main event. If that had been the main event, I think a lot of people would have been way more upset about it, as it tends to happen if the last match is not good and the rest of the show is great. So fortunately, I thought, maybe others disagree. Without having an audience, it's hard to tell if everybody turned on the show at some point. But during the whole time, I was in two different chats. I was on a Facebook chat with Blue Devil friends, and then I was on a WhatsApp chat with the random internet friends, and then also individual conversations throughout the whole night. So, I thought that was it wasn't the same as being in the audience, but it was close enough to, and actually probably more interaction match to match than I would have with the two people on either side of me that I've been sitting with. Well, maybe not. I think, I did have 2 tickets for WrestleMania. I might have had somebody actually know sitting next to me. That would have been fun. But anyway, in the kickoff show, we had Cesaro versus Gulak. Also, I suggested to my WhatsApp chat that we should all rate the match, every match and every segment. I was the only person that did it the whole time, but it was fun coming up with we're all using different emojis and all that. So I'm going to give my ratings. They're not on a particular scale. It's more the fun of which emojis we chose and all that. But Cesaro versus Drew Gulak. Before this is announced, this is on the kickoff, and before this is announced, I was thinking, oh man, I really hope that Cesaro has a match for WrestleMania weekend, because I haven't seen him in a singles match or anything in a little while, because we got to see Daniel Bryan versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and we also got to see Drew Gulak versus Shinsuke Nakamura last week. And luckily we got to see Cesaro versus Drew Gulak tonight on this episode of WrestleMania Z. But we got to see a finish with Cesaro doing the airplane spin, but then letting go hands free. I don't know if he's done that in WWE, or if he hasn't done it since I started watching WrestleMania 32 Dallas, because he returned that next night. I don't think I've seen clips of him doing it. I don't think I've seen him do it in WWE. From what I remember, all the clips that I saw of him doing it were from Shikara or Ring of Honor, etc. But anyway, yeah, I give this match 4 Swiss flags. We had a backstage interview where Corbin sang a very terrible song. I gave that 7 crowns because it was amazing. And then this kickoff show is hosted by Corey Graves and Pete Rosenberg. And Rosenberg talked about how he would watch with his dog, but the dog would be on he would be on a Zoom call with his dog who's in the other room. So I gave that joke 5 puppies. And his dog is named Bear, I think. So I like that's a whole great dog situation. We open the show itself with America the Beautiful montage. I gave it 10 musical notes for the 10 different keys that they had all edited together. But yeah, that was a really cool opening. But then we had the pirate opening, which started off very serious, but then got silly, and then got really silly, and I liked it a lot. I give that 4 skulls and crossbones. Then we opened the actual show with a tag team match. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Asuka and Kairi Sane. There was this one brutal double stomp. I think that was from Kairi delivered to Alexa. That was a great moment. And we had Nikki Cross. She like tore open her vest, and there was like this awkward silence. And then Michael Cole goes, to each their own. Like, he's baffled by that. But Alexa hit a Twisted Bliss on Asuka as she was delivering the Asuka lock to Nikki Cross. That didn't finish the match. Alexa was that was just breaking the pin at that point. But then she hit the Twisted Bliss on Kairi, and that got the win. So Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross are the first 2-time women's tag team champions. I gave this match 5 yachts because also, like, I gave it 5 yachts before it even started because Kairi Sane was back to being a pirate, and that was fantastic. Like, her pirate entrance gear is so great. Unfortunately, like, it would have been even more great if this had happened in the Raymond James Stadium with the pirate ship there, but it's still really, really great to see her in the pirate gear that we all like so much. I think does anybody dislike her pirate gear? Maybe people dislike the idea that she's a pirate, but I don't think anybody dislikes the gear itself. It's cool. Then we had King Corbin versus Elias. Corbin demanded that a forfeit be called because he figured that Elias was dead, I think. But unlike Mustafa, Elias is still alive, and you hear that strum of the guitar, and he comes out. I give that match two raised praise hands, or 2 little guitars. Elias won the match, but Elias like cheated, but the ref was totally fine with it. Jessica didn't seem to care because she won. I think she just wanted Elias to win. Then we had Shayna Baszler versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship. I was hoping that Shayna would just become a bat and then like fly around. Then it would be bat versus man. How cool would that match be? It would be the Batman match. Not the Batman match, but the Batman match. But Shayna did not do any vampire stuff, and she did not turn into a bat. There's some submission holds done using the ropes, which I thought was really cool. And this match would have been a lot cooler as a no disqualification match. And so the finish could have been a submission done using the ropes to like amplify it, and that would be really cool. Like she did the submission just holding what's her name, like Liv Morgan, like murdering her off of the top ropes. I think that would have been really cool. Instead, it's a finish that we've already seen. I forgot that her matches had finished this way before. Anyway, so I liked it. I thought it was good. I was mostly worried that it was going to be like 10 minutes of Kirifuda clutch, like it has been a lot. But I said when she went for it, Becky continued rolling through to get Shayna's shoulders down, and that got the 3 count real quick. And Becky is still the champion. So I liked it. I give it four bats, despite the lack of any actual bats in the match. The implication of bats. Then we had Daniel Bryan versus Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. The Artist Collective, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro came into play a lot. Drew Gulak helped neutralize them as much as he could, but ultimately, after Daniel Bryan did a big dive to the outside to take them out, after they snuck attack Drew Gulak as he was doing the yes chants. I really like that Drew Gulak was doing the yeses with the yes kicks right before that. That was really fun. But Sami Zayn, Daniel Bryan goes up to the top and goes for a flying whatever, and Sami Zayn hits the haluva kick on him out of midair. Bam! Down. Sami Zayn gets the win. And is still the Intercontinental Championship. Hopefully we haven't seen the last of these two fighting each other. Let's see. So next up, we had a triple threat ladder match for the tag team champions, but only participant. The participants. There's only one participant representing each tag team. So it's very, very strange. Interesting situation, but it was a hell of a match. I think this is my favorite match of the night. It is so good, and I thought I was paying good attention to it. I saw like all kinds of gifs later of stuff that I didn't catch, and that was amazing as well. Like I could probably watch this match back another couple of times and just see so much more. But man, it was John Morrison, one half of the current tag team champions, and still John Morrison, he won the match. The ending was so cool. Jim Uso of the Usos and Kofi Kingston of the New Day. So they had to the winner had to get down both belts. So they were on a hanger thing, so I thought, okay, maybe it's going to be that they have to they're probably going to try to get the entire hanger off. Otherwise, if they do one belt at a time, there's a lot more chance of interference and all of that. And what we ended up with was like all three of them at the top of the ladders, all of them with hands on the belts, and they're like tussling over it. And I totally forgot about the ladder that they had, even like a moment before. I was like, oh, somebody's going through that ladder. As they're doing that Morrison goes flying off of the ladder into the one that's draped across between the ladders they're standing on and the ropes. He lands on that, but he took the belts with him, leaving the hanger in the hands of Jimmy and Kofi. And it's like, oh man, they're the ones who, like, John Morrison just got totally jacked up falling off of that, but he's the winner, and they're the ones holding the hanger, just left holding an empty hanger. That was so amazing. I gave this match 9 pairs of John Morrison sunglasses. But man, there's a moment when Kofi swings through the ladder like you would like on monkey bars, but if you're flying through monkey bars through a rope swing, like that's the only other type of situation I would think you would see this happen. Or if there's like a ledge that you grab onto above a window and then swing into a window in through an open window, like that. Total action movie move there. And then Kofi was like climbing up inside of the ladder at one point and didn't climb back down. He just like climbed around to the outside after he punched whoever was on there. That was awesome. And there was a time when Morrison, the ladder like fell around him. It landed on the ropes behind him. And he's just standing there, and then he just pokes Jimmy Uso in the eye. That was awesome. Total Buster Keaton move there. Oh, man. This match. Go. If you haven't watched this show, even though you know who wins the match and you know the ending of it, like, go watch this. Just go watch this match. If there's only one match that you watch from night one, I can't say for night 2, but I'm gonna guess that this match is also like I'm not gonna enjoy anything on night 2 as much as this match either. But yeah, go watch it. Then we had Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens. Seth had this amazing white, like, messianic gear, like the tunic that he had, the tunic jacket. So it looks so great. There's a brutal Falcon arrow that he delivers to Kevin Owens on the apron. That was really rough. I mean, not rough that it was bad. It was brutal. But Kevin finally comes back with pop-up powerbomb, but then it gets disqualified because Seth Rollins attacks him with the ring bell. And so Kevin Owens gets to win, but Seth is like, well, can't have a WrestleMania moment because he went by disqualification. It doesn't matter, whatever. And then the whole time, Seth Rollins is talking trash. It was awesome. It's like constant. Kevin is not firing back. I felt like he was like, this guy, doesn't he just shut up? But after that disqualification, Kevin goes off, and he calls him. He says, "Those aren't the actions of a god; those are the actions of a little bee." The B word. It was so awesome, such a great moment. And he challenges, "Let's do this. Let's restart the match. Do no disqualifications." I forget whose idea it was no disqualifications. I think it was maybe Seth's, but Kevin put that idea into his head, whatever. Anyway, they restart the match, no disqualifications. Seth calls him a fat piece of crap as he's beating on him with the stairs, with the chair, with the bell again. But Kevin grabs the bell and uses it, how the turntables have turned. And after he knocks down Seth, he climbs up onto the WrestleMania sign, which is hilarious that this WrestleMania sign is that it's the sign that they have hung up in the arenas. It's gigantic, but it's in this like small room and it takes up the entire side of the room. Anyway, he climbs up onto that. It's this huge flying elbow on Seth through the table, gets him back into the ring, hits him with a stunner, and then pins him. Kevin Owens wins twice in one night at WrestleMania. Back-to-back matches. He's competed in 2 matches in the one night before, I think. I can't remember what that situation was. I feel like that happened in Dallas when I didn't know who Kevin Owens was. Because he was in their Intercontinental Championship match. He was defending in that. No, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't that one. Anyway, then we have Mojo Rawley win the 24/7 title from R-Truth when they're doing some hosting. By the way, they only appear like twice. Gronk and Mojo, Gronk is the host. He does like 2 things on this episode. So I guess if he does at least like 4 things total, I mean that probably counts kind of. Then again, we also had they were special represented. The guys from SNL last year, they weren't the hosts though. Alexa Bliss was the host, and I think she only appeared maybe 3 times throughout the night anyway, so it's fine. It works. Then we had Braun Strowman versus Goldberg. Goldberg hits him with 3 spears. Braun kicks out, hits him with a 4th spear, and then he taunts to the crowd and everything, and then he goes for the jackhammer, but Braun he gets out of it and then hits Goldberg with 4 power slams, the last one a running power slam, and pins Goldberg for the win. So we didn't have to see a struggling Goldberg jackhammer, we saw the start of it, but we didn't have to see him just totally not be able to do it. I mean, he totally was not able to do it because Braun got out of it, but we didn't see an actual attempt at it. So I thought it was fine. Braun Strowman, champion. Where does it go from here? We'll find out. But I think this is a lot more flexible directions to go to have a full-time person with a championship coming out of this like from looking at it from the business side of things, whatever. But it was fine. The match wasn't great or anything, but I gave it. What did I give it? I gave 5 bells to Seth versus Kevin. I did not give any rating to that Mojo and Gronk and R-Truth segment, but if I did, I'd give it 2 neckties. I don't know why a necktie. Are they wearing neckties? I don't remember. But Braun versus Goldberg, I give like, I don't know. I gave it like two jackhammers. Oh, I did rate it, but I didn't rate it down. I forget what it was, but then we have the main event, which is amazing. The Boneyard match: Undertaker versus AJ. We have this hearse shows up, and then the coffin is slid out of the back of it, and out pops AJ Styles making fun of the Undertaker. It's really funny, and then Undertaker arrives, American Badass Undertaker, but he's actually just Mark. He wants to teach Alan. What's his last name? Alan Jones. Oh my gosh, how could I forget? He wants to teach Alan Jones a lesson. He keeps calling him boy. He's like, oh, you think am I an old man now, boy? We're not even done. We're not even getting started yet. But then the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, show up, and they have a whole bunch of thugs that, like, I guess they evaporate with one hit. Each of them, those are total non-factor. But it was a cool moment to see these walls drop down, and then all these thugs dressed and garbed in black come out. But I think they're mere shades. They're mere shadows that were easily dispatched by the Phenom. But he grabs a shovel, is attacking these guys, attacking all of them with a shovel, but then AJ gets a hold of the shovel, and he comes back. He was neutralized for a little bit, but he breaks the shovel over Undertaker's back. Why am I trying to explain what happens in this show? I'm not going to explain anything else that happens in this. We had a big choke slam off the top of the roof. That was amazing. And then we have, it looked like he was going to be, well, that was after it looked like Undertaker was going to be buried. So this is basically buried alive match. There's no referee, and the conclusion came when somebody was buried in a grave that AJ had dug up, apparently. And there's like the backhoe or whatever you call it right next to it, and he was about to bury the Undertaker, but then this light comes on, and the Undertaker is there right behind him, and the fight continues. He's re-energized. He's even more powerful than he was just moments before, because AJ had taken him out, and he was like he was real beaten up. It didn't look like Undertaker's had a chance at all, but getting thrown into that grave like rebirthed him real quick. That seems kind of gross. But I had this big choke slam off of the roof. I'm still like describing way too much about the match, and it's all, it's all shot like an action movie, and I was getting real especially during the thugs part. I was like, oh, this is like, man, he's Steven Seagal. Like he's old. He's older, but he's still doing his action movie. He's just like taking out these thugs. It's like, bam, bam. It's like, oh, we're gonna do this, or something like that. And it was like the delivery of his lines are like, it's just so just him. Like they're not really. It wasn't really cool. He was just like saying the things. And it's like, oh, I got a whole lot of more left, or something. I've got even more to give. Or it was like, or I got more. All I got. When it was like, oh, is that all you guys? Like, I got more. All I got. Where that came from, or something. It's like so dumb, but it is like the confidence in not. I don't even know how to describe what I'm trying to say, but I loved it. It was great. AJ gets buried, and it's revealed that the gravestone had AJ Styles' name on it, 1975 to 2020, or whatever his birth year is. And yeah, I thought, well, that's the one nitpick I think that I had. Well, I mean, he's like a supernatural force anyway. He could have had that transported there, teleported there, or like psychically engraved that tombstone while the match is taking place. But I thought, why did AJ? He should have checked the headstone. He went to all this trouble of digging this grave before the Undertaker arrived. And it has AJ's name. He should have checked. He would have seen, oh, that has my name on it. I should probably not dig my own grave right there. So yeah. Anyway, it was so good. It was great. And it has me really, really excited for the Firefly Funhouse match, because that has even more potential for doing all kinds of crazy stuff that you can't do with a live broadcast match. There's gonna be I don't even want to speculate about what's gonna happen. It's just I know it's just gonna be awesome. So there you go. That is night 1 of WrestleMania 36. I already talked, like, my predictions and stuff haven't really changed, so check out the previous episode for my full predictions of the entire show. To see what my thoughts on going into night 2 are. I am most excited for the Firefly Funhouse and Randy Orton versus Edge. That match is probably going to have a lot of this kind of stuff too, just without any of the supernatural. But it's going to be an all-out brawl. This last man standing match. It's going to be awesome. So those 2 matches alone make night 2. Oh, wonderful. It's going to be great. And then we have Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. I was thinking of Brock, not when I said Braun. That match, I'm so looking forward to that. I mean, if they could just make all of us very mad and have Brock Lesnar win, but that can't happen. They wouldn't. How dare they? How dare they even think of making that happen? I'm preemptively getting mad at them for that happening. Anyway, like everybody pretty much does. But man, it's gonna be so. I'm excited. It's only a couple of hours away. I said I was recording this on Sunday morning. It's actually afternoon. The kickoff show starts in just 2.5 hours. So yeah, everybody enjoyed. I hope everybody enjoyed the first night. Had at least a few things about it that you enjoyed, and if you did enjoy something, like, hold on to those things, like, appreciate those things, and then the stuff that you didn't like whatever, I really like these other things. That's what I'm going to talk to people about and whatnot. So yeah, let me know what you thought of night 1. Keep with me here going into night 2. Stay tuned for my thoughts on that. I'll be recording that probably Monday morning, depending on how I feel, like right after the show. So at some point, I'll have my night 2 thoughts out there here on the podcast as well. So yeah, let me know what you thought by tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe in iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe, healthy, and happy out there in all the infinite multiverses, and I'll see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.